How does separation of powers limit judicial power? Imagine a government where no single branch holds all the authority, creating a system designed to prevent any one part from becoming too powerful. This concept is fundamental to many democratic nations and is known as the separation of powers. It divides government responsibilities into three branches: legislative, executive, and judicial. Each branch has distinct functions and is empowered to check the others, fostering a balance that protects individual freedoms and maintains fairness. The judicial branch, which interprets and applies laws, is naturally powerful because it influences how laws are understood and enforced. However, the separation of powers places limits on this power through several mechanisms. One key method is the system of checks and balances. For example, while courts can review laws to determine if they are constitutional, the legislative branch has the authority to amend or pass new laws if courts find existing laws unconstitutional. This ensures that courts do not overstep their role by invalidating laws based on subjective interpretations alone. Furthermore, the executive branch can influence the judiciary through appointments. In many countries, the head of state or government appoints judges, often with legislative approval. This process ensures that judicial power is not unchecked, as appointments are subject to political oversight and can be influenced by broader government policies. It also means that judicial decisions may be shaped by the broader political context, preventing courts from acting without regard to the will of the elected branches. Another way separation of powers limits judicial authority is through jurisdictional boundaries. Courts are often restricted to specific types of cases or legal questions. For instance, they cannot create laws but only interpret existing statutes and constitutional provisions. This limits the scope of judicial power and ensures that lawmakers retain the primary role in creating laws. In addition, the legislative branch can pass laws that clarify or modify judicial procedures, which can influence how courts operate. The executive can also enforce or refuse to enforce judicial rulings, further balancing judicial authority. These interconnected controls create a system where no single branch can dominate, promoting fairness and accountability. Overall, the separation of powers ensures that judicial authority is exercised within a framework of oversight and shared responsibilities. This structure helps prevent abuses of power, encourages cooperation among branches, and upholds the principles of democracy and rule of law.